It's summer, and that means blockbuster season.
Oh,
And what a better time to talk about this thing than it's kind of, I don't know, when's the last time that something from this universe came out? Like a couple years ago? Last year? I think it was last year.
Dominion?
yeah, I think
didn't
so.
see it.
I didn't see it
Yeah.
either.
They had a little sexy Jonathan Bailey over there with his,
That little slut.
his slutty little glasses hanging out. But we're dipping all the way back, right to where it started, going all the way to the beginning, 1993,
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Jurassic period.
which is pretty crazy. Well,
Which
yeah.
that was the second one.
Oh my goodness. But before we get to all that, we got to introduce ourselves. Number one, Sho-Dependent podcast. Here we are, back at it again. Summer blockbuster season. It's the season of, or the year of love. I think I might be a little hard pressed, but we're going to find it.
We'll dig. Pun
Perhaps the
intended.
love of a creator. I don't know,
Mm.
though, if that love is very good or not. Perhaps the love that we have for one another.
Aww.
And the love we have for nature. Either way, my name's Eddie. I'm your, what would I be? Can I be Mr. DNA?
Hell yeah. But you have to have a mustache.
I have a mustache.
No, I know, but like if you are Mr. DNA must have a mustache.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be your Mr. DNA today, taking you on this ride that hopefully does not shut down at any point. Hopefully
I'm
there's
pushing off the lap bar. I'm sorry.
no nefarious actors running around. But with myself, as always, we have Mrs. DNA.
Oh my god.
A new character.
Wow. What? I guess mine just has glasses.
There
That's
you
not
go.
as fun as a mustache. But hi guys, it's Kayla. Welcome back. Happy to be here.
But today,
Mhm.
before we talk about the ferocious beast that is,
Oh my god.
locked behind
Mhm.
the cage to keep everyone safe,
Yes.
we've
Mhm.
also got a guest. We've got our first, what would you call them? Customer? Patron?
Oh yeah. Guest.
Even though, actually, I feel like in this one, let me retcon that. I feel like we got our own Dr. Hammond over here, but maybe with a little more compassion. Maybe a
I have-
blend of all the characters.
Wow. That's a high praise. But today we are joined by our lovely friend and partner to a very frequent attendee on the pod, Mr. The Bird.
Mhm.
This is the mysterious partner he has been talking about for years at this
Oh
point.
my goodness, yeah.
She is a huge fan of film, of sports. She's got a big fat brain in between those ears and a great heart of gold. And we are very happy to be joined today by our friend Liz.
Oh, thank you. I have loved listening to your podcast,
Oh,
love
thank you.
preparing for podcasts that Taylor has done, and I love listening back and hearing him say, my partner, my partner. You could say my name. It's Liz.
It's a dirty
No.
word.
Well, it's secret. You're not allowed to be named until you make it onto the pod.
Then you
so
exist in
now,
the
now
universe.
you
There you
exist,
go.
and
There
now
you
that's
go.
it.
And here I am. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Aw.
thank
Letting me
you.
talk Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah, because
Wow.
today we are going to be talking about Jurassic Park, the original 1993
Mhm.
film. And while we're doing it, we've got a ferocious beast sort of grooming himself. He's not, I guess not. What are they? Brachiosaurus?
He does not have a long neck.
No, I know, but I'm
at
trying
all.
to say maybe less ferocious, more just sweet.
Hmm.
He's not one of the ones that'll attack you, even though he is a predator.
He's like a triceratops, I guess.
There you go. We'll go with
He
that.
has like a streak of like potential violence, but overall, really chill dude.
Well, we got Buddy over here, obviously in the stew, doing what he does best. So what up, what it is, what it do, it's time to get into Jurassic Park. It's a 1993 American science fiction adventure film directed by Steven Spielberg, a prestige name there, and written by Michael Crichton
Mhm.
and David Kopp, based on
Mhm.
Crichton's 1990 novel. Crazy fact here is that multiple studios wanted to buy the rights to the film before the book even came out. I was finding myself questioning, how does this even work? How did they know that this was good? How did they know? Maybe they just thought, oh man, this guy's got the juice. This is gonna be real good. But through further research, turns out that this actually was originally conceived as a movie.
Mhm.
Oh.
It was
Yeah.
actually originally conceived as a screenplay in the 1980s, and then this guy was like, "Oh well, I guess I'll shop it around. Let me make a book." And there was a bidding war. Actually, what's his name? Avatar guy,
James
Titanic.
Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron almost bought this, and he was gonna do a lot more horror with it, kind of
Oh,
like
what could have
Alien
been?
type situation.
Oh. You know why? Because they're the company that did the special effects for Jurassic Park that was incredible, and I have it in my notes. Did Terminator 2. So that
Mm.
like melt. Remember the scene in T2 where it like
Mhm.
turns into and it blew everyone's mind?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the same lighting sound effects studio that did Jurassic Park. So I think
Cool.
maybe that's why James Cameron was top of mind.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it didn't go that way.
Nope.
And he actually said later, he was kind of quoted as saying, and I'm a paraphrase, that Steven Spielberg was the right director for the job. He just very much was like, yeah, Spielberg made a banger of a film here.
Mhm.
But this film is iconic, and the premise is pretty simple. Because guess what? We got dinosaurs. They're real. You can see them for a price.
Oh, for a
You gotta
price.
pay. And when it released, it was the highest grossing film of all time
Mhm.
and has grossed to this point over $1 billion.
Mhm.
Is that in 1990s money or current money?
I think it's current money.
Wow.
I don't know how they do this.
Adjusted for inflation
Yeah,
type
it's a
thing.
lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
got
you
a
were
fun fact.
saying a fun fact about this.
Came out the same year as Schindler's List.
Totally
Which is,
What a year.
extraordinarily different film.
I mean, if you want to show your range as a director, having perhaps the greatest blockbuster movie of all time
Mhm.
and Schindler's List come out. I
Yikes.
mean,
Spielberg had it back in the day.
Mhm.
Spielberg.
I don't know if he's fallen off a little
He
bit.
does have a new movie coming out that I'm interested in seeing.
Disclosure Day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Aliens. Aliens.
Yeah, but back in the day, I feel like Spielberg, he was like,
He
this
was
guy
the
could do
guy.
no wrong.
Untouchable.
Mhm.
Get him with John Williams and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
yeah.
Unstoppable forces,
Yeah.
those two.
Quick fun fact or trivia. Do you know another movie that was a book first, but that was written as a book to become a movie?
Not a clue.
The Exorcist
Oh.
was a book that was like, he was like, this is just a movie. I'm going to turn this book out,
Mhm.
but I know someone's going to turn it into a movie one day. So
Wow.
that was, that book was never meant to be anything more than a launching off spot for
Hell yeah.
Really?
a movie.
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, from a storytelling standpoint, I mean, that makes sense. Like you get
Mhm.
to flesh out the narrative a little bit more fully, but the whole time in mind you're writing it from the perspective of like a camera essentially, which is really cool.
Be cool to be
Uh-huh.
as you're writing. You're like, I want
Mhm.
Josh O'Connor to play this person.
Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
This is my guy.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Well, should we get into the meet cute?
Yeah.
It's a meet cute, baby. It's how we met this thing.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'll go
Oh,
first.
I was gonna do a Velociraptor.
You can try.
A rap. Oh, you're the baby raptor.
Yeah, I'm a baby. I just got out of the shell.
Wait, they bred velociraptors?
What a mistake. Sorry, buddy. You can go back to sleep.
Oh, I'll go first. And I'll say this 1993, I was 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
About to be 3 at the end of this year. So, in terms of the year it came out, I definitely do not have any memories whatsoever. I want to say this is something that my family just showed me. Maybe it was on cable TV by that point when I was older, maybe like 9 or 10 or something. But I definitely remember Jurassic Park being a part of my youth.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something that, like, funny enough, I do think we only really saw it on cable. I don't think we ever owned this film. But it was fun. I remember it being like a fun thing. Dinosaurs are scary, they're big, and it's like, this is a real dinosaur on TV. You know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, this is an
Mhm.
actual living,
This
breathing
is a
thing.
dinosaur. Yeah.
This is crazy. I want to say the thing I remember the most, well, two things. number one, and it's not about the first one, but I want to say, is it the third one where they have like the bigger T-Rex?
Are you talking
The
about the
Spinosaurus.
Yeah. I remember being like, fuck, dude. I thought the T-Rex was the king, but now they made a bigger guy.
Oh boy.
This shit's
Oh.
crazy. And I remember like my family was at some family friend's house and that was on TV. And I was just like, damn, this is insane.
Wow.
And then I didn't even finish it because we left before the movie ended.
Oh man.
And the second thing, which I will expand on more when we talk about and getting to know, is the intro to this film in high school was very important to me and my friend group. Well, a couple friends at the time, because it was like a long running joke of ours, this intro. And I'll tell you why more later. But that is to say, overall, feel like Jurassic Park has always been a part of my life, but we'll see how I feel about it now.
Fair enough. For me, Jurassic Park was less influential to me specifically, but to my middle brother Chase, who has been on the pod.
He's back again.
He's back again. Shout out. He did the Sinbad episode that we recently did. He was obsessed with dinosaurs as a kid. So this was like his jam. And we had all three of the original trilogy, and he watched them all of the time. And I can't tell you how many freaking times I stepped on the little toy dinosaurs as a kid. Like the little, like, tiny plastic ones, not like the, big molded articulating ones. That shit was annoying. But I did learn a lot about dinosaurs through him. But this movie was something that would constantly fluctuate on our TV screen. Chase would go through phases and be like, I'm locked in dinosaur mode. And so it was just something that was always a part of our VHS collection and then later DVD collection. I'm pretty sure we ended up getting like the master set that had like all 3 discs and like the metal jacket or whatever. But yeah, it was a really big part of my youth. I didn't watch it when it first came out because I was not alive. I was incubating. I was in
an egg.
I was in a giant egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this movie, much like I think to pretty much every American 90s kid, this was a huge deal culturally. So I'm excited to kind of break it down with everybody on this episode. What about you, Miss Liz?
Well, I know this movie in my bones. I have seen this
Your
movie.
dinosaur bones?
My dinosaur bones more times than I have seen any other movie in my entire life. I could recite it front to back. And you'll see, like, in my notes, I even have like all of these all-timer quotes, like, and these are quotes that, like, not just I would know, that like anyone would know. And so I, similar to Eddie, was alive and aware when it came out, but I was too young to see it in theaters. So I was 4 going on 5 when it came out. I was too young to see it in theaters, but I was not too young to be marketed to. And so
the merch was so good.
A child of our age who spent a lot of time in Toys R Us.
Oh yeah.
You would go past the Jurassic Park section. And my sister, similar to your brother, was a huge dinosaur fan. So we had, like, posters of dinosaurs up on the walls. And she just went crazy buying all the merchandise for Jurassic Park because you'd never had that much, like, those many dinosaur toys before.
No, it was very
That movie
niche.
came out, yeah. And so she begged my parents to let us watch this movie. And when it came out in 1993, it was considered to be, the audience reaction was that, oh my God, these effects are incredible, but also, oh my God, this movie is so scary. Like, that was kind of the word on the street, was this movie's so scary. And so I think my parents, they saw it, they heard that, and they were like, oh, this movie's too scary for
We're gonna
these kids."
traumatize our kids.
That's
we
too
would
much.
get
I would
scared.
prefer to do that personally and not
What?
leave it up to a film.
Exactly. Like we had seen the never ending story, and my sister had my mom had to
Mhm.
sleep in bed with my sister for like a month
Oh
because
my
of the
God.
wolf. So she was
Oh
like,
boy.
"You're not ready for Jurassic Park."
Mhm.
So
Good call, Mom. Yeah.
At around 6 or 7, they finally let us watch it. But of course, they'd seen us before, and like just the most vivid memory of we were allowed to watch up until the scene where Laura Dern runs to the generator shed, if you remember,
Mhm.
and she gets up there, and it's her silhouette, and the door closes behind her, and they cut the movie off.
Wow.
Wow.
Because
so dramatic.
So dramatic because they didn't want us to see Samuel L. Jackson's
Oh,
arm
yeah.
fall on her
Mhm.
later, but they just left it at a cliffhanger for
Yeah.
us for probably like a year until we were
Wild.
able to finish that movie. And so that was kind of my introduction to it.
Yeah.
And I think it just served the movie even more well because throughout the entire film, these velociraptors, man, are just built up
Oh yeah.
and built up and built up, and you don't even see them until an hour and 45 minutes into the movie. And then imagine an hour and 45 minutes plus a year
That's
into
true.
the movie for us.
What an
Plus
introduction.
1 calendar year.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
That's
You
crazy.
ready?
It's kind of like Infinity War.
Oh
Where they
yeah.
had you saw everything go bad, and guess what? You'll find out later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the door closed and Laura Dern got snapped and turned to dust.
Yep.
And we had to watch it
Oh my
later.
God.
So we were just obsessed with it. All we kept asking to finish it. We were obsessed with the movie. We were terrified of velociraptors. And I'm sure we'll talk more about velociraptors. But Taylor even asked me, like, why were you so scared of them? Why were you actually scared of them as kids versus like a T-Rex? I'm like, well, they're room sized.
Mhm.
Like, they
Yeah.
could be anywhere in the house with
They
you.
could.
I could see where a T-Rex was. So that was my introduction. And then throughout my childhood, if my sister and I, who did everything and watched everything together, if we had to agree on a movie to watch, it was going to be Jurassic Park or The Lost World of Jurassic Park. Those were the
Alright.
two.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Nice.
Heck
I
yeah.
love it.
Getting to know each other. Meow.
Now, eventually, you do plan to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right? Hello? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
I think we're gonna start off first by talking about all the characters, just so we kind of get them set up and all that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And we'll start off with the guy,
Dude.
Alan Grant,
Mm-hmm.
which you said, Liz, is very Harrison Ford coded.
Yeah. So which is surprising. Hook was the Steven Spielberg movie, I guess, that came out before Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up thinking it was a really popular movie that everybody loved and it was a huge hit.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out maybe at the time it hadn't made a lot of money. And so they were like, Steven Spielberg, not to be trusted. Literally.
Aw.
Way to go.
Meanwhile, that's like one of
Yeah.
the most, I feel like, beloved millennial films
I
for
know.
sure.
I
It's funny how
know.
that happens, though.
It's funny how it
You'll be
happens.
like, that movie's a banger, and then you find out, actually, no.
It was
Yeah.
a flop.
A lot of people hated it. Also, sometimes people hate it now.
Yeah.
That's true.
John Carpenter, The Thing.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Yeah.
Right?
A famous example.
So, as part of, cutting back the costs for the movie, they had said, we're not going to get A-list stars. We're going to, have you hire these lower name celebrities for your star roles. Sam Neill was not a huge star at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But in watching it, you can kind of see like, oh, Harrison Ford is who they would have
Yeah.
hired for that role
Mhm.
had they had the money. But Sam Neill is incredible in this movie. Taylor pointed out last night, and it is true. He does sound pretty Kiwi in this.
Yeah.
His an American accent's not always on, but it's forgivable, and I didn't notice it as
Yeah.
a kid. Yeah,
When most of the time you're running for your life, it's okay.
yeah.
An accent can slip out every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Dr. Alan Grant is kind of like the main character,
Yeah,
I'd
I would
say.
say,
Even
yeah.
though, obviously, his partner, Ellie Sattler,
Mm.
played by Laura Dern, is also like a co-main character. I feel like Grant gets the majority of the screen time, and he's kind of running around.
Yeah.
He's the one taking care of these kids. But yeah, it's interesting because he's like a nerd, but he's
Mhm.
like I feel like they did that a lot in the 90s. It's like he's a
Mm.
nerd, Indiana Jones, but he's also like an action nerd. He can go out there and he can like
Mhm.
Indiana Jones could go fight Nazis and all that, and this guy he can fight dinosaurs kind of in a way. At least he can run away from them and survive.
There you go.
But his partner, which I didn't know was his partner, these are those things where it's like as a kid, I
It's
just
lost in
didn't pay
translation.
Yeah.
attention to it
Mhm.
all. What did I care for romance?
Yeah.
I was just like, where are the dinosaurs?
yeah, yeah,
Let
yeah.
me see.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
dinosaur.
yeah.
Mhm. So apparently they're together.
mm-hmm.
But his partner, Ellie Sattler, she's a paleobotanist,
Mhm.
which is a fun word.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun word.
Yeah.
What a nerd. Not only do I study plants, I study extinct ones. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah. I love her in this movie. I think
Mhm.
she's given so much agency. I think she is given like she can push him in interesting ways and like yeah, there are a couple, but that's not really like
Yeah.
the main part of the movie. Later on she'll split off from him and
Mhm.
do her own thing and challenge him. I think there's like teeny tiny subtle moments where she'll call him honey.
Yeah.
You know, but like
Yeah.
even later, I talking to Taylor, I'm like, is she of Goldblum's
I
character?
chose to believe she was because how
but
could
like,
you not?
but is she doing it to make him mad? And but she's so fleshed out. She's so
Mhm.
interesting. She's like, I also just love Laura Dern,
Yeah.
but I really like Ellie Sattler as a character
Mhm.
in this movie. Yeah.
But then we also have Dr. John Hammond.
Oh my.
Oh my. A Scottish bloke.
He's eccentric.
He's way too wealthy. I
He's
will
very
say that.
happy,
Yeah, he is.
jovial,
Until he's
Mm.
not.
until he's not.
Yeah.
He's an interesting guy.
He is, yeah, I would say. So I had read the book a long time ago. I remember almost nothing about it. But what I do know is they changed a lot of his character. He was much more of an antagonist in the book than he is in this movie. And so they made him a lot more likable. They made some changes, but it kind of they had to change the story around a little bit.
Mm.
And I think how he comes across here is like a really good-natured but reckless man.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
I could see that.
that's yeah. And I think there's a great line of dialogue, and I had a bullet. There's some great, really like efficient, effective storytelling. Where with one line in this movie, they say a
Yeah.
lot about like what's
Mhm.
happening in one character. And one of those lines is when they're in the Dominican Republic and the lawyer is being like, roped in on the
Mhm.
raft. And
Right.
they say, hey, where's Hammond? And the person at the dig says, he's with his daughter. She's getting a divorce. And that one line tells you, well, okay, this is a compassionate man who loves his family. And in a trying time, he's going to go and choose to spend it with her. But he's also so reckless. He's being sued for $20 million. One of his workers died. Like, he should be there right
Right.
now.
Mhm.
And so I think that one little line, like, really does a lot to tell you who he is, in that, like, his heart is in the right place, but rarely his head is.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
He acts with his imagination.
He's
Ooh.
he's an Imagineer, just like Walt
Mhm,
Disney
just like Walt
was.
Disney.
Yeah, he does feel that way
Mhm.
of like we have to push and push and
Mhm.
do we have to advance no matter what. Like we have to keep going
Mhm.
and nothing's gonna stop like evolution in a way. Nothing's gonna stop the advancement of technology and
Mhm.
humanity. And it takes a lot of other people,
Mhm.
this guy coming up, to sort of tell him, hey, you kind of got to pump the brakes. And who we're
Yeah.
talking about is Jeff Goldblum,
Yep.
aka Ian Malcolm.
Dr. Ian Malcolm, and Malcolm, the M stands for math. And I had no
Yeah.
fucking idea
I was
he
like,
was a
what?
mathematician.
Chaotician.
Chaotician.
Yeah.
Also, or were you just trying to make him sexy, like by throwing the chaos theory in there? Because it worked. I'll tell you that much. It worked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's the guy who, like, I feel, obviously there's so many iconic parts of
Mhm.
Jurassic Park, but he is like a meme.
Oh,
He's,
yes.
I think, what a lot of people think when they think a person in Jurassic Park, not a
Mhm.
dinosaur. They picture this guy laying down, chest out.
My
They
God.
picture him going, doing his little, whatever the hell Jeff Goldblum does. And just throwing a lot of uhs in there.
And I appreciate that. It humanizes him. But I will say, this was my first time watching this movie that I actually knew what the fuck was going on, I think. Because, I mean, I watched it, I'm sure, like a handful of times as a teen. But it was more like, let's get to the dinosaur parts. I wasn't really paying attention to the interpersonal stuff. More, I like knew the people's relationships to each other, but I didn't understand where everybody's perspectives were coming from. So all of these random lines, what I thought were random, from Dr. Malcolm actually are grounded in his research. It makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Jeff Goldblum, like, far and away was the breakout star of that movie. And a lot of it, I think people think it's the performance, which is great. And it's so unique and so, like, full of Goldblumisms.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, I wasn't acting at all. I was just saying the lines. What are you talking about?
But the lines, if you read this, he gets all the best lines in the script. He really does. Like, then even Taylor last night, Bird, am I supposed to say
I
Bird?
don't care. Whatever.
We're watching the scene where, you know, they're sitting at the investor table and they're discussing the implications of whether this park should happen. And he starts to get into it with Dr. Hammond.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, basically, like, nature selected these animals for extinction. This isn't the same thing as bringing back a species that was taken out by a dam or deforestation. And Taylor was like, wow, I didn't realize how good this scene was when I was a kid. I was just wanted to get them to the dinosaurs.
I want to see the
Alright.
dinosaurs.
That's cool, but where's the fucking Velociraptor, dog?
You have to wait another hour.
Yeah, right.
And if you live another year.
Exactly.
Oh, just you wait.
And wait, she did.
Wait, I did.
Next year, man, this is
Oh
going
my
to pay
God.
off. Speaking of paying off, whoa, what a transition. This guy wants to be paid off. We got Newman, a.k.a. Dennis Nedry. He's taking a break from being the assistant to Michael Jordan in Space Jam. And he's coming here to steal some embryos for a rival company. This guy is Slimy. He's in there.
Literally and figuratively
I mean,
by the
he
end.
becomes
so.
slimier by the end for sure. But he's just like, it's weird, and we'll get to it later, but I had forgotten how pivotal of a plot this guy played.
Oh my
Because
God.
I think, you know, kind of what Kayla and I were getting at is when you're a kid and you're kind of just focused on the dinosaurs, the human plot easily falls away.
Yeah.
And what I really remembered about Dennis was obviously his iconic scene with the God, what's it called?
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus with the
platform. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone remembers the fucking like
The frill.
the frill and that whole thing. I remember that to a T. Completely forgot that he is like the reason everything goes bad.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But also the reason the park is operational beforehand. John Hammond relies very heavily on him for that park. Not to get all in the book again, but
Yes.
in the book, a key piece is that he has Nedry, you know, kind of recode or does all this work on the park and doesn't compensate him for it. So relying heavily on his system and then doesn't pay him. And that's a real slimy thing to do. And that's not the Dr. Hammond we get of the movie.
Right.
And so that is a really pivotal piece. And in the scene where he's with Dotson, Dotson, we got Dotson here. And he goes, don't get cheap on me. That was Hammond's mistake. That was kind of like a slight nod to what happened in the book, was that, which is true, is this worker that his work is running this park is probably not being compensated what he's owed. And like, hey, is the answer to steal all the dinosaur embryos and unlock the fences and unleash chaos?
Yes.
No. There's probably a better way to ask for a raise.
Yes,
Yes, it is. Light it on fire.
Turn it down.
I could think of some better ways to maybe ask for a
probably.
raise.
There might be,
Negotiation would be
The
Negotiation.
step one might always be just ask.
Just
and
ask.
see what happens.
But you see later, he's so important because you're like, we literally can't do this without, like,
Yeah.
we got to turn the whole park down. And yeah, so he plays a pivotal role. And yeah, it's interesting watching it and being like, oh, technology and our reliance on it, and
Right.
these themes are feeling
Mhm.
relevant.
Kind of feels a little, yeah.
Ooh, it
Even-
stings.
Kind of
Yeah.
feels like me when the power goes out.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just sort of
Liz,
running
you've
around
never
like, what
seen it.
the fuck?
It's so bad.
When you go to the breaker, are you worried that there are velociraptors back there?
There's that, or I'm just worried that, like, what the fuck? How am I going to sleep? Because I can't sleep without TV.
Uh-huh. The power went
your
out
phone.
a few months ago. He woke me up. honey, the power's out. Okay. Congratulations. Figure something
I
out.
needed
I'm
someone else to
asleep.
know.
Your phone battery's at 90%.
Oh, it rarely is.
Rarely
It
is.
rarely is. That's my problem. It was probably at like 19%.
Mhm.
I was like, how am I going to make it through the night?
He doesn't worry about velociraptors. He worries about the thoughts in his head
That's
and
right.
having to think about them.
The mental velociraptor.
They're terrifying, actually.
They
So.
are. They are.
Okay, let's speed run the rest
That's
of the
right.
cast.
Well,
real
yeah,
quick.
the rest of these ones, they're kind of small in my book. Maybe you might disagree on one of them, but we got the lawyer who gets eaten.
Yeah,
Very, very funny. He's there. He's a
It's
capitalist.
an iconic death.
We'll
so.
talk more. It
the
is.
toilet, yeah.
We got the kids. I
Lex
named
and
them the
Timmy.
kids.
Yeah.
Lex and Timmy.
They're here. They do things.
They're
They are
being kids.
consequential. But we
They
can
are-
talk
they're
more.
They're
pawns.
consequential to Dr. Grant's
Yeah.
story
Story.
arcs
Mhm.
in that sense.
Absolutely. And I don't know. I'll just throw this out there right now because I found it weird. I found it weird that Lexi,
Yeah.
Mhm.
had like a crush on Dr. Grant.
A little.
And I was just
Yeah.
like, huh. Those are those things that, like, in old movies they would throw in just to be like, and also the kid has a crush on this adult. And nowadays it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it
Yeah,
just-
that
it
wouldn't
was just
even
kinda
be
like,
an
This
option.
is a remnant of the 90s.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true.
We had Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I know he has a name, but it's Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Lewis? No.
Ooh, Laura Dern's character says it when
Well,
his
see,
arm
this is
flops.
such a Jurassic Park thing. Not like you don't say like Ellie Statler. You say
No.
Laura Dern.
Oh, yeah,
you say
yeah.
Newman. You
Oh,
say
yeah.
Samuel L.
Yeah,
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. He's
Jeff
in here.
Goldblum. Like, I
Mhm.
don't
He's
know.
in here smoking indoors at his job.
That's a cool guy.
And
right
yet
there.
again, I'm like, look at this remnant of the past. This
Mhm.
man could just do what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
We got the
Muldoon.
Muldoon, the hunter
Sure.
guy.
Crocodile
I always
hunter?
thought he was like
Yeah.
a hunter, like a poacher.
Well, it's
but
because
apparently
he
he's
wears
not.
the hat and the shorts and the boots, and
And
I'm
it's
like,
tough
that
to-
guy's gonna kill an animal.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he came from Africa. Like he
Yeah.
was like a big game poacher or something in
Mm.
Africa, and they came in. They brought him in
makes
to help.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this: it's very hard to look tough in shorts.
He did
he
it.
was walking around with that shotgun, and I was like, "Look at this goofy little
His
guy."
kneecaps are visible.
Yeah, I can see his
can't take him
shins.
seriously,
Yeah, this guy's not prepared for a velociraptor.
and he wasn't.
And he wasn't.
And we got
Mm-mm.
BD motherfucking Wong, who I know from Law and Order SVU,
Boo. Mhm.
and I just like BD Wong.
You
I
like
don't know.
saying his name more than
I
anything.
like his
I
name.
think.
And he's cool. He's a scientist.
Very good.
He'll never come back in this franchise.
Mm.
I don't remember. Stop looking at me knowingly. I don't know what's happening.
I stopped watching after, but I did hear that it's like he was brought back.
He does come
He's the
back.
big bad evil.
Yeah.
Oh,
We set it up. It's almost like Saw. He was in
Nice.
the background this whole time.
See, that's the fun thing with franchises. Like, you can make a nothing character significant
Oh,
like
yeah.
20 years
Yeah,
down the line.
guess what?
Mhm.
He's actually the bad guy this whole time.
Yeah, that's what Steven Spielberg intended, I think, when he wrote this movie.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
But now that we know all these characters, it's
Mhm.
time to really get into the meat of it.
Get into it.
The dino meat.
And I'm going to start by finally paying off this setup that I got in high school. My friends and I watched Jurassic Park together. And the thing that stuck out the most to us was the intro in the Velociraptor attack. And for some reason, probably because we're dumb teenage boys, it was the funniest thing ever to us when the guy was like getting dragged by the Velociraptor.
Hilarious.
And the guy like he was flying around, but the guy like you know, he had his arm around his arm and
Yeah.
was trying to hold him out, and just burned into my memory is myself and my friends just yelling, "Shoot her! Shoot her!" And we would constantly like grab each other's arm and like pull through, like, "Ah, shoot her!" We were just
You
like,
guys are so weird.
it was just hilarious to us. There's so many times that we would like just pull my arm like through my friends, and then just everyone shoot her. It was just super fun. So that's probably the thing I remember most
Boys are
about
weird.
this, was just replaying that scene over and over again. We loved yelling "shooter," and I don't know. It's also crazy because it's like, did they even shoot her? I don't think they did.
If they did,
She's
it was too late.
expensive.
They
It was a
could.
drink.
Hey.
Yeah, that's like what,
Uh-oh.
totaling a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Like, don't, or I don't know, an expensive car, but something
Yeah.
like that.
That's really funny. So if you were to go far back enough on my Instagram, you'll see pictures of my sister and I holding on the side of the wall, yelling,
Yeah.
"Shoot her!"
Hell yeah.
I
yeah.
love
Wow.
that scene. Shoot her!
It's
so
so
funny.
much fun.
So good.
Well, I think it's also like burned in people's minds because they chose the most fucking close up of this dude's mouth.
Yeah.
Saying those
Yeah,
words. So
yeah,
how can you
yeah.
not remember it?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but they used to do that in these like
Yes.
even the like not to get ahead of myself, but there's so many scenes that are like you'd shoot them now in a Jurassic Park movie and it would just be static.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
see everything and they know when to pull in and when to pull out and when to like
Yes.
cuz it's gonna, you know, it doesn't always look right when a dinosaur is attacking a person, but if you like pull in super close and
Yeah.
only get a certain angle,
Framing is huge.
framing is huge and scale. That's
Yes.
a big thing that this movie does well is
Mhm.
scale. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you really like the use of the Velociraptors and
The
this.
use of the Velociraptors. Yeah.
You
yeah.
called it Chekhov's Velociraptor.
Chekhov's Velociraptor. I think that's what he meant to say. So yeah, the Velociraptors are kind of, you are laying the groundwork for the Velociraptors throughout the whole movie.
Mhm.
They don't show up until an hour and a half in, less than like about 20 minutes until the end of the movie is the first Velociraptor you see. But what's the first scene is the Velociraptors. Then you go to the I think the second scene is the Dominican mines, but then the scene with Alan Grant at the dig when he shows the kid,
Yes.
you know, and slices
yeah.
across the stomach, and
look at
he
you.
completely foreshadows Muldoon's death, you know, not just from front but from the sides. And so
Love it.
and you see even in that opening scene like the terror in everyone's eyes when there's Velociraptors and how scared everyone else is. When they get there, you know, Dr. Grant learns that they have a T-Rex and he like doubles over in joy because he's
Mhm.
just so happy. But then when he sees the little egg that came
Yeah.
like your impression, and he goes, "What are these?" And they said T-Rex. He goes, "You bred T-Rex, or sorry, Velociraptors.
Mhm.
You bred Velociraptors." Like there's a terror in his voice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when, you know, they go out to feed them, they're like completely contained in this like cement wall. And Muldoon comes up and says like they should never have had these things. And when the power goes down, you know, you see everyone go like, "Oh, but the Velociraptor, like their cages are still up, right?" And so you're just like led the
Mhm.
whole time
Mhm.
to think like, "Oh my God, like the Velociraptors are really, they do such a brilliant job of really kind of like laying out that they are the scariest things. They are the last things you want to see."
Mhm.
Right.
So imagine me, like again, having to wait
I'm
a
gonna
year
die if I see these
on
things.
top of those. And so because I don't think, like Steven Spielberg has done in so many of his other movies, sometimes it's what you don't see
Yes.
that's as
Yeah.
scary as what you
Yeah.
do. You know, if
Mhm.
Jaws had just come right out and you just saw
There's
the
the
shark
shark.
and he was doing his thing, it wouldn't have been as scary as that build up. And so I really think that they did a great job once Velociraptors did show up. But it was the anticipation. It was the
Mhm.
buildup. It's what you didn't see. It was them obscured by cages. It was obscured by, you know, all these other things that made them so scary.
Yeah.
So that in the end, when they did show up, they were terrifying. They terrified. We were legitimately scared of Velociraptors.
That's
that they
wild.
were going to be
They're gonna
anywhere.
eat
Yeah.
me.
That's
Yeah.
similar to
Mhm.
quicksand.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
just
Thought they
like,
were gonna be a bigger problem.
around
You
the
don't
corner,
know?
quicksand, and now I'm gone.
They're too clever. Or if I see one there, it's the two come from the
Oh,
side.
what can you do?
What can you do? You can't
Exactly.
do anything.
You can die.
It's also
Well-
crazy. I was thinking, like, also just shouts out to like the past when your family could turn off a movie and you just weren't spoiled
I just
at all.
Right?
You just had
Like we
no
didn't have
idea what
internet
happened.
access. Like
I suppose like a
Like,
friend could
yeah.
have told you, but that didn't
on the
happen either.
blacktop,
You
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
through
Maybe
word of
all the-
mouth.
Maybe everyone's parents were like, "Nope,
Mhm.
nice
Yeah.
try."
You're done.
You're
Yeah.
at school, just like, "What the fuck happened?"
What
I
do
don't
we
know,
do?
dog. They turned it off too.
And that's where fan fiction was born.
But I absolutely love the way they talked about the Velociraptors because they're like, especially on this rewatch, I was like, why are they like the ultimate villain?
Yeah.
I love that
Taylor
they
asked the
are,
same thing,
but it's
yeah.
funny because they're small. And I was just like, you would think that the T-Rex was like the biggest, baddest of them all. But no, everyone's just like, dude, if these Velociraptors get out, we are fucked.
fucked.
Like,
Well,
we
it's-
cannot do this
I
at
mean,
all.
what? They're like the height in the movie. There's a lot of inaccuracies with actual dinosaurs, but it's
Of
fine.
course.
We'll let it be. This is a film.
Oh, it looks cool.
It does look cool. It's like a fucking mech'd out LeBron James
Yeah.
running at you at like 60 miles
That's
an
what I'm
hour.
saying,
What the
is
fuck?
like the T-Rex, you just stand still.
And
Yeah.
then
All right.
you hold your breath. If you don't
Yeah.
scream your lungs out, they might ignore you.
Right.
Totally. And then
Yeah.
that's like I said, like the kitchen, like there's these scenes of them
Mhm.
inside where you're like, oh, they could be anywhere.
Yeah.
They're so
It
scary.
fits in there. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
geniuses. I love the way that they're just like, in my mind, they were like, these Velociraptors could probably program the computers. They could probably,
They're hacking with them
Yeah,
claws.
yeah.
exactly. I don't know. They just talked them up like the most capable
I mean, they're
animals
extremely
ever.
intelligent. They're
Yeah.
like
And they were.
They
they
were.
kind of, the whole bird brain thing.
That's-
It's actually
Mhm.
not as big of a jab as people think. it is.
Right.
Like there's
No.
plenty of intelligent birds.
No.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was going to say that, yeah, they going back to the inaccuracies, which I think
Mhm.
are addressed and thankfully ignored in later movies.
Yeah.
Because if you remember the third movie, they add feathers
Yeah.
to the top
Mhm.
of the
Oh,
Velociraptor
sure,
head,
yeah.
and that looked real dumb.
Yeah.
And they were right to have undone that. I think the Utah Raptor is actually the closest to it, but like
Utah.
I don't
Mhm.
care. That sounds dumb. Call them a Velociraptor. Same
Velociraptor
Oh, sure.
is sick as
yeah,
hell.
and like the Dilophosaurus, like
Yeah, the frill's not a real
that
thing.
was just, I mean, the artistic liberties they took with that dinosaur. That was like T-Rex size. It didn't have any of those
Oh, really?
things. Oh yeah, but who
Damn.
cares? Like,
Oh,
Hey, it looks
yeah.
cool.
It looks
Mhm.
It
cool.
looks
Yeah.
cool. It sounds cool. It's memorable. One thing real quick,
Yeah.
just because I thought it was very funny. When the lawyer was coming to like do that initial thing and the guy's like finds the amber,
Mhm.
the lawyer's like, oh, we got a lot of questions about like the security of the park. And I was like, I think just the existence of Jurassic
Yeah.
Park raises security questions
Mhm.
about the park.
Yeah.
But
100%.
shouts out to, again, Cool Nerds.
Yeah.
I love that Grant like is like, oh, this kid thinks this is dumb. I'm gonna scare the shit out of him.
Mm.
And then the crowd is just like, hell yeah, dog, keep doing that.
Yeah.
Traumatized.
No
Yeah.
one says
Again.
anything like, yeah, he does deserve it. Fuck that kid, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
It
and
is good
Grant
stuff.
and Grant really went for it, which is wild.
It's
It was
really
also
cool.
like, you don't know who this kid is. Where are their parents? You don't know if they're
Oh.
gonna act aggressively towards
I
you.
do have to say though, that entire scene when we first meet, I will never call her. What's her actual Laura Dern's character?
Laura Dern.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Them when we meet the couple. I have never wanted to hold a paintbrush and go into the desert more. I was like, I need tools. Give me
Mhm.
dirt. I am gonna go dust some things off.
We'll make you a
And
sandbox,
It's
Kayla.
so fun.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my cat instincts. I'm just like, I want to dig in the
Mhm.
dirt. And I don't know, there's just something so, maybe it's just the way I was raised, but there's something magical about unearthing stuff. It's kind of like the whole hidden treasure trope, right? Like
Mhm.
Sure.
the idea of getting to find these ancient creatures is so cool and mysterious and just like, what a cool job.
Mhm.
And it makes
It
sense
is
that after
interesting.
this film released, like the interest in paleontology skyrocketed.
Mhm.
So really cool. And I'm sure that inevitably ended up leading into a lot of development in the field and like a ton of scientific improvements. So that's really cool to think about.
It is.
Power of media.
Not to keep bringing back Jaws, but after Jaws, there
They
was
were
a
kind of like dinosaurs.
mass panic of shark. I mean,
Mhm.
that
Oh,
movie
yeah.
really scared people, and a lot of sharks were killed
Mhm.
after
Oh.
Jaws came out. And I think that, it was an effective movie, but I think Steven Spielberg felt really bad about that. And
Yeah.
the nice thing about Jurassic Park is it's victimless. These are,
True.
they're, if there's an interest, you can't kill any dinosaurs, as far as I
No.
know. And
Not
so. To
Oh.
create a oh
You promise?
There was that one real life billionaire who was like, I could do a Jurassic Park.
do it.
I don't think it works.
Yeah.
I don't think it should happen.
I think he should try.
Yeah,
Let's
and
try it,
only
guy.
he is on the island.
Mhm.
Uh,
Just
boy.
don't get Velociraptors.
he's gonna get Velociraptor.
They'll steal a helicopter and fly it to the mainland.
No, they're gonna hit the. No, I'm not making
Of
that joke.
gangs,
Actually, wait,
gangs of
should he?
Velociraptors.
Actually, let's do it.
Right. And no matter where you go, you gotta worry. But moving along here, I mean, it's a bit of foreshadowing that I think everyone knows. But when Grant ties off the two, like, what are they called?
They're like the female ends of
The
the
female
seatbelt.
Yeah,
ends of the
yeah.
seatbelt and like
Mhm.
ties them together. It's just good foreshadowing for like
Mhm.
what the female dinosaurs are about to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're gonna cross
We
their
should
tubes
get to-
together.
they cross something together and it works out. But let's get to the main thing because, man, watching it, this rewatch, I don't think it can be said enough how effective this first, like, I mean, everything so far, it goes fast. It goes
Mhm.
smooth. It sets things up so efficiently. Because it's like
Yeah.
we don't have a ton of exposition. We don't explain the Velociraptor attack. We just like know someone got attacked. The park's being sued. Like Liz said, this guy's not here, his daughter, but he wants to do this. He goes and gets these two archaeologists, right? Or paleontologists,
There you go.
whatever, but paleobotanists. I'm throwing words out.
You're getting him right.
We
Yeah.
get we
There you
get
go.
we get to the island and it's just like all just fast and
Mhm.
quick. And he doesn't say what it is. He doesn't tell us. We obviously know we saw something attack this guy, but just the efficiency of getting there and then the restraint that they have. I absolutely love the way that we see Grant and Laura Dern. The way that they're just in awe.
Yeah.
And it just, from an audience perspective, you're just like, what are they seeing?
Mhm.
I want to see it too.
Show
Let me see
show
it.
me.
And they just like slowly build it up and build it up
Mhm.
until we see the dinosaurs too. And just watching it this time, I was just like, God, we don't fucking make movies like this anymore, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just a masterpiece of filmmaking
Yeah.
Yeah.
to finally get to this moment. Oh my God.
I got a little emotional on the
Ew.
rewatch. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a really like fun thought experiment. I don't know. I think it's just because now as a modern audience, like our standards are so high that like I don't know, it's just like a really cool concept to be like you spend all of your life as a paleontologist or a paleobotanist, whatever, researching these things, theorizing and researching what they might look like. And then you
Mhm.
actually get to see these come to fruition. I was like, what's the only thing that I could think of that would be similar to that? And it would be like a person of faith, like meeting Jesus Christ. Like that is
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
like no, this is totally fucking world breaking.
Or someone who wants aliens to
That
see an
too.
alien.
It's like it's you get dinosaurs, you get aliens, or you
Disclosure
get Jesus.
Day.
Those are
Yeah,
the
yeah,
three
yeah,
options.
yeah. All right.
But it was like it was so beautiful. Like it's just like a really cool like wish fulfillment of being like
Mhm.
I want to know these creatures, I want to respect them. I am deeply desiring to, you know how they lived and they get that opportunity for better or
Yeah.
worse. And it was just like, I don't know, it was so cool. And especially like seeing Dr. Grant like fall to his knees. Like
Mhm.
he is just elated and probably a bit scared. Like
Yeah.
how do you react to like a 100-foot beast in front of you, like eating from the treetops? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was just like it's a beautifully executed scene. So.
It really is. Eddie, can I just say that when I was going and putting my notes in and looking at your notes,
Mhm.
one that made me the happiest was, man, we used to fucking make movies.
We did.
Yeah, we did. And there's this element, like there's a couple parts of it. And I think you're right that like audiences are different today.
Yes.
I think that directors like Steven Spielberg and like James Cameron are so earnest in a way that I think would terrify a director today, because audiences, especially younger audiences, are like there's almost a cynicism.
Yes.
You don't want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
cringe.
Mhm.
And my God, Steven Spielberg and James Cameron are like they're cringe. Like they just wear like their heart on their sleeve and they go for it. And it works.
Yes.
And that earnestness comes across so well here in this scene. You feel it, and a lot of it is the John Williams score.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
Cannot be overstated. And then how it's shot. That you're right, like the way they don't show you anything first. You pull up on their faces, that framing, the scale of how everything is shot again is just, it really adds to it. Plus the music. Like it's just kind of it's perfectly constructed. Steven Spielberg, A+. Couldn't have been done better. Yeah, but
And John Hammond, I mean, the line,
Oh.
welcome to Jurassic Park. It just,
Yeah.
it's so, it's
I
so
want to run
sick.
through a wall.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God. It's amazing. It's
It's
amazing. And yeah, their
amazing.
reaction, I mean, like you said, how would you, dinosaurs are real and they're in front of us. It's funny because they got close. And I was like, these people are fearless. Obviously, like, they would know that this dinosaur is not super dangerous, but I was like, oh, be careful.
Like they one step to the left, you're squished.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
back up a bit.
And it's very sweet that Grant's like, they do go in herds. It's
Yeah,
just like,
I
oh, it's your
know.
life's work, and
Yeah.
It's so nice.
you get
Yeah.
to see it real. But yeah, part of the other thing where I was like, man, we used to make fucking movies was like the sets
Oh my
and like
God,
all
yes.
the everything. The fucking Mr. DNA like intro video and everything.
They
It's
put
like,
so much effort into that animated like 40-second
yeah.
clip.
Greatest exposition scene in a movie
So
of
well
all
done.
time, I think. Yeah.
Because it gives you every single piece of information you could want to know, and it gives you the reasoning behind it, but it doesn't talk down to its audience. Like, sure, it's in like it's an approachable format, but it's like, okay, now we know how this happened and we can move on.
Exactly.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think also like at that time, 1993, like cloning was a very big
Yeah,
thing.
what's the name of the sheep?
Dolly?
Dolly.
Yeah. And so it was just like the perfect time for that explanation to just like hit with audiences and be like, yeah, you're right. Like we could make dinosaurs
We're
again.
doing it now.
We're doing
That
it.
sounds right.
Not Velociraptors.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was like, it was simple. It was a perfect explanation. It was perfect delivery
Yes.
of that, in that like that ride that I only realize now wasn't a ride for audiences. That was a ride for investors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The
so
people mover.
Exactly.
Of Jurassic Park.
Oh.
yeah. And like to have an exposition scene be memorable, or Mr. and Mrs. Dino DNA are here.
Dino
Like,
DNA.
is crazy. Yeah. And you've said that this is very tactile, but as I've gotten more excited, I have just kept hitting
The
this
table.
mic stand. So
Oh, yeah.
Every time you hear a click, that
Yeah.
is
Well,
that's
but
me
that's Liz getting
excited.
That's the
Yeah.
excitement. That's the excitement of it. I mean, the fake amusement park
Mhm.
in a
Mhm.
film, just stuff like that is just,
I think
You
one
know.
of the most beautiful set pieces is the dining hall,
Oh,
where
yeah.
we
Oh,
get
sure.
like the shadows of everything. It becomes like this beautiful. It's a beautiful buffet that becomes like a slaughterhouse, essentially.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's so pretty,
it turns
and then they
ominous.
destroy it to shit, and it's
But
gorgeous.
But it's just like, yeah, it's fucking like
Make movies.
legitimately movies aren't made this way anymore.
No.
It's all like green screen as much as possible, and it's like a rarity to be on location. It's a
Yeah.
rarity to
Mhm.
actually painstakingly create all these things. But it's like an art. It's an art that set design, people make, and they have to create all the trucks and all the
You're right. Yeah.
all the merch. I love the fucking little hats that they had at the
Mhm,
beginning.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
look at their
yeah,
little
yeah.
hats and like the apron. It was like the
Mhm.
Jurassic Park apron. That's sick.
When
Yeah.
we got to see like Newman's fucking Jurassic Park jacket,
Oh,
he's
the
like,
fucking
I
rain
want a
jacket?"
raincoat like that.
And I'm
Yes.
sure you
Literally
could get it
can.
easily, but
mean-
it's like it looks great.
You feel it as an audience. I mean, think
Mhm.
about like the Lord of the Rings, how he like insisted on making every single helmet for every
Mhm.
you're and you're like, why does this matter? And you watch Lord of the
does.
Rings and you're like, this
It does
matters.
I am
matter.
You
immersed.
feel it. Yeah.
Ultimately, the thing that stands the test of time the most is the practical effect dinosaurs. 'Cause
100%.
yes, there is some CGI, there is some computer effects, but they actually built dinosaurs
Mm-hmm.
and had them, move around, and they had to interact with them. They had a fucking T-Rex like head going around and doing all this stuff. And it looks great.
It looks great.
It still looks good.
It looks so good.
I love the baby dino.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I think
oh,
the
The eggs.
greatest CG dinosaur that has ever existed is the T-Rex walking out of that paddock.
Oh yeah.
I don't
so
think
scary.
they have ever made it look better.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Jurassic World Dominion, how have you not improved on this dinosaur
That's
from
weird.
1993? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's strange. It's strange how this happens. But I do want to say another bit. We'll build it up here.
Mm-hmm.
Is here BD Wong? He's here, and Ian
Scheming,
Malcolm.
apparently.
Huh?
I said scheming, apparently.
Oh,
You're like, I'd really like to
Hey, I
just
mean-
circle back to BD Wong
Wait
for
a second. I just
I
want
just
to
I
say
mean,
his name again.
He is ultimately the villain. Apparently, him and the Velociraptors. They work in union.
They are best
The
friends.
Velociraptor slipped BD Wong 100,
Oh.
and he was like, "All right, I got this. I understand." But Ian Malcolm's questioning him like, well, how can you make sure that this is all safe? How do you know they're not going to reproduce this and that? And they use the line like, oh, well, they're all females, so they can't reproduce. And, well, we've got two bits of foreshadowing as to the fact that that may not be the case anymore. Is this where he says that life finds a way?
Life finds a way.
Mm-hmm.
I found it hilarious that they go on this like fake ride. The first dinosaur, the Dilophosaurus, they don't even see.
Yeah, that sucks.
Reminded
Yeah.
me of John Mulaney, where
Uh-huh.
he's like, the inside part, tell them we're here. Like,
Put them on display.
why would they not have a way to like make sure that you see the dinosaur?
Yeah.
It's like you have them in the luscious foliage you could possibly imagine. How the hell is anyone going to enjoy this tour?
Do
Yeah.
not know.
It's wild. I also found it funny that the little girl, she happens to be woke.
She is a bit woke.
Mm.
She's
Yes.
woke. She tells her little brother, "You'll figure out what woke means in a couple decades, but I'm woke right now." And of course, Alan getting cucked by
Mm.
Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just like, man, dinosaurs are sick.
He is locked in on
Yeah.
his dino
He's locked in.
world.
Meanwhile, Laura Dern's over there flirting with Jeff Goldblum.
He's getting, she's getting her hand touched.
I was like, is she like? It's almost like she's testing.
Yeah, it's like
Dr.
blatant.
Grant. Like,
yeah,
are
maybe
you
she
gonna do
wants him to
anything?
feel something. Maybe he's one of these guys who's just like so blinded by everything else, and she's just like feel jealous or something.
Look at
Something.
me. Look at me. This man's touching my hand intimately and dropping water on it. Pay
Mhm.
attention.
Right? That was wild.
That was hot.
wild.
It would have worked on me. I'm just going to say. Oh, my goodness.
Well, before we get to much like this film, where a lot of the dinosaur stuff it's teased.
Mm-hmm.
We wait for it, and yeah, there is the horror of being attacked by a dinosaur, but where the real horror
Mhm.
is the horrors of capitalism.
Aha!
Mhm.
Because as we
Mhm.
always say, capitalism and greed are the real enemies here.
On God.
I found it hilarious, for one, to set this up, is that at their little meeting, Hammond's like asking everyone, well, what do you think? Now that you've seen this park just go not great, what do you think? Should we do this? And the only person who agrees with him is the lawyer. And he's like, he's the only one who agrees with me. Everyone else is supposed to agree with me. What the hell? And it's like, yeah, of course he fucking agrees with you. He wants to make money. He
Yeah.
doesn't care about human lives. He doesn't care about dinosaur lives. He's just like, hey, we can make a buck out of this.
Yep.
And this is where I was like, I completely forgot or just didn't know that, again, Dennis was the reason that things went wrong. I had and I feel like maybe most people remember it this way. I had remembered that the storm just comes by and like messes things up.
Yeah, I thought it was the
Oh.
And
storm.
that they
Oh.
like
Mhm.
naturally something natural happens and the dinosaurs get out. Lo and behold, nope, it was because of Dennis. He knowingly shut things down, which led to all this bad stuff happening. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. How did I miss this?
Yeah. It was Dennis's greed and Dr. Hammond's greed.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
would
well, of
say
course.
both of them, not being willing to compensate the the computer programs that you are relying on to run this park.
Right.
There's greed in that, and then there's greed the other way. It was greed and feeling like they had a sense of control that they never did.
Oh,
That
yeah.
led to it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can get into it right now because it's like this quote of, and is it originally from this movie, this book? The like, you saw what you could do, but you never stopped to think about whether you should.
That is from
It's original here.
That is original too. Yeah. You were so preoccupied with whether or not you could, you didn't think about whether you should.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this just brings us into this whole like grand argument that is in Jurassic Park of just like, for one, technology. Yeah, it gives us like so much great things and it allows us to do so many things that we probably never thought possible.
Yeah.
But at what
Mhm.
point, at what cost, at what point do we just like say enough is enough maybe? And
Mhm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
we can do these things, but should we?
Yeah.
Is this something that we should do? And they never thought about that with these dinosaurs.
No.
Yep.
Well, and the fact that, like, and I get it, they were probably trying to avoid, like, litigation or, I don't know, the dinosaur equivalent of, like, PETA. Like,
Oh,
why they didn't run this by any experts sooner in the
Mhm.
process.
well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you.
Because, like, you literally spent billions upon billions of dollars on this project.
Right.
All for people to just be like, hey, this was a fucking bad idea,
Mhm.
and now it's too damn late.
Yeah.
Like, men.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think another one of the great Ian Malcolm lines
Yeah.
is that, his power, it didn't require any discipline to earn it.
Mhm.
You stood on the shoulders of giants and you made these steps and you didn't stop to think. And I'm kind of like, that just feels so relevant,
Mhm.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like you took what others did. And yeah, I'm not going to hit this table anymore. I have,
Hit your legs.
and then you marketed it.
And
you
another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you sold it. And it was so true.
Right. And I
Um,
mean, God, I hate to jam this into every episode we ever talk about. But
Sorry.
guess what? It makes me think about fucking AI.
100%.
Oh,
And the fact that it's just
100%
like,
AI,
you're
I
not
couldn't-
creating fucking anything.
Mhm.
You're just copying what other people do and being
Mhm.
like, oh, but I told the computer you didn't do shit. Duh, you
I-
didn't fucking do
But I
anything.
programmed
Yeah.
the algorithm.
Well, but
Shut the
someone
fuck
has to
up.
write the
Uh-huh.
sentences. You're a fucking moron, dude.
This
It's-
is exactly what I said last night. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got such AI
hmm
Mhm.
from
Oh,
this. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you create nothing.
You
You
didn't do
stand on the
anything.
backs
Yep.
of what other people have done and then claim
Mhm.
it as your own because you formed it in a different. You didn't even form it because the
Mhm.
computer copied what other people did
Mhm.
and put it in this way. It's just so infuriating and it's crazy. I mean, we say this all the time on the podcast too. How relevant these old things are.
All things
How do we
I
still have
know.
these fucking problems? You would think we would figure it out, but humans are dumb
Yeah.
and full of hubris and all that. And that kind of leads to the next point, I think, because again, Liz, you put this down.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to read the
Yeah.
quote.
Yeah.
But the lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here staggers me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And Liz, you already said when Jeff Goldblum's talking about how like dinosaurs are extinct. They had their chance,
They had their chance. Nature selected them for
Right.
extinction.
but now
Yeah.
all of a sudden humans are like, let's bring them back.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are you to
It's
essentially play
Playing
God?
God. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's also just like really frustrating to, like I said, it's too little, too late. You came to this realization without consulting, and it's a very similar thing to like what we're seeing with. Fortunately, we're back to AI, but like with data centers, like
Oh
this
boy.
shit is affecting the ecosystem in a
Yeah.
horrifying way. And
Yeah.
now it's like what the fuck are we gonna do? Now we have to
Yeah.
live with these
We're in a
consequences.
bubble.
I think
Yeah.
there's a great, when Hammond talks about the scientists, he does a really great thing, or the script does, where he says, my scientists do this, my scientists discovered that. And
Mhm.
that is something a lot of big evil corporations
Yep.
have their own experts and
Yep.
their own scientists that tell them exactly what they
Mhm.
want to hear. And so when he's saying this isn't all scientists, and also my scientist implies that he doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
he has no idea.
I just
He
paid the people to make it
he
happen.
said, "You make this happen, scientist." And
Right.
we're like, "Okay." And that the gene splicing that is happening, with the frogs, and I didn't even realize it until this last watch, was the computer system doing it.
Mhm.
And it was their mistake. And it would be like, yeah, if you were to trust AI to do something like this, likely there would be a mistake
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
And so, yeah, I definitely got major, oh God, this is AI vibes from this as well.
AI and
Very-
like, I mean, you think about it, it's like the head of every tech company.
Mhm.
It's any
Like,
kind of unchecked power.
yeah, but I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
and I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to
Mhm.
say his
Yeah.
fucking name because this guy's an absolute loser. But it's like a guy like Musk. He can't do shit. He
Mhm.
has money to pay actual experts
Mhm.
to actually do something.
Yeah.
But people paint the heads of these companies as like these great people, like, oh, like Steve
They're a
Jobs. Look at what he
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Jobs didn't make the fucking iPad
Yeah.
or the iPhone. He paid someone else who could
Mhm.
actually do it to do it. But they get the credit, and they're the John Hammond, and they're the one with the like
Yeah.
this grand idea, and then they turn it around and like act like it's all on them. And like you were saying, John Hammond's like, it's my scientist. We did it. Dog, you didn't do anything. You paid someone to do it. And
Yeah.
also, is this even the role that like humans should play on
Yeah.
Earth? Like, is this really the thing that we should be doing? Is
Well,
deciding, like, yeah, granted, we literally just did Tarzan,
Mhm.
and like, it sucks that humanity is responsible for the extinction of so many species.
Yeah.
But should we really just bring them all back? Is this really
Mhm.
like
Could they
something that we should do? Is this, they say it in this film, like, dinosaurs existed at this time period so long ago. Now they're here with humans. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, this was never supposed
Yeah.
to happen.
Mm-mm.
With even breathing the same atmosphere, like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would not have been.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's a horrible idea, and it like we were saying earlier, this idea is framed from such like an optimistic standpoint in the film. Like you really like the flea circus dialogue that he had, like Dr. Hammond has with Laura Dern. That is just her. Sorry.
That is her name.
Besides Laura Dern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But what about that scene is like especially like poignant or like important to you, Liz?
That Dr. Hammond never had control over any of it, and that control, and Laura Dern
Yeah.
says that the control was an illusion, and that like, you never had any idea the type of power, that's what Ian Malcolm says before, genetic power is the greatest the world has ever wielded. He is Walt Disney. He is not a scientist. He had no idea what he's doing. He wanted to create an amusement park with bringing dinosaurs back to life using genetics and saying like, oh, but next time I'll do this. And it just showed, I think, that the flea circus obviously was the illusion of control, but that the Jurassic Park was also the illusion of control as well. And I really liked that scene. More just to get an understanding of just how out of his league John Hammond was
100%.
here. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like so many, like we were just talking about, so many people within this scope of power are completely ignorant to the actual impact that their actions have. They only see a very narrow view, which is ironic for people who claim to constantly be thinking about the big picture. It's bullshit. It's just a projection of their ego onto the world.
Oh yeah.
And they don't care what cost it comes at. How many people get their fucking arms ripped off by proverbial velociraptors on a
They're
daily
running
basis.
around.
And they don't care. Because
No.
at the end of the day, they're making money.
Yeah, it's all about advancing for the sake of advancement.
Or not even necessarily, like, we see a little bit of a hint of it, of like, he may not even necessarily only be in it for a financial gain.
Maybe
He's like,
it's
I want to be
adored.
like
Walt Disney
admired.
was. Yeah,
Exactly.
I completely agree. Yeah.
So it's again playing God.
Mm-hmm.
He
Right.
wants to be
Yeah.
worshipped
The
for his
admiration.
impact
I
on
agree.
the world.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
And ultimately, it's like it all goes back to like the only reason he's doing any of this is because he's getting sued. Like he wouldn't have done all these safety things or whatever, because obviously that was never in the plan. They already did all the
Mhm.
shit. Now he's just like, oh, I'm being sued. So now I need the okay so we can actually do this park because I want to make this money. Because
Yeah.
we got to make this money. How else are we going to make this money? It's if these people say yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he almost like bribes them in a way, you know? I'll pay for your dig for 3 years. You come and say okay. Lucky that we got people who actually are like, no,
They have a
I'm not just
brain
Yeah.
I'm not just
tumor.
gonna
Yeah.
say yes. You know, this isn't good. Everyone he brought on, he's like, you're supposed to agree with me.
That's
Yeah.
not what this is.
Yeah.
But that kind of comes down to a lot of, I think, the feminism in this movie is really interesting because we only have one human woman. We have a female child, but like the only other women in this story are the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to be kind of the feminine rage in this film, which is really cool.
Hmm.
So it's just really interesting how the concept of like, and it came up with fucking it came up with Tarzan a little bit too, is like this idea of like man having womb envy, and so they have to participate in the production of life, and how again this goes back to like feeding ego, and how they have to manipulate the world to make them the creator. And it's really just like, it's crazy to just see how without women, or without, and female dinosaurs, none of this could have happened in the first place. But because they underestimated women, they ended up reaping their own demise.
Dinosaur eats man, women inherits the earth.
Woohoo!
Laura Dern said that.
She
It's like a
did.
Bible verse in my heart.
She did. Yeah.
Right.
But this idea of like evolution is kind of, it's a huge point when it comes to dinosaurs. But we also kind of get the forced evolution a little bit of Dr. Grant embracing
Mhm.
his emotional side of evolving as a person to be a little bit more um, paternal, which is really interesting because he's forced into a nurturing role that he's never had by taking care of Lex and Timmy. So it's pretty
Yeah.
crazy to see how all of those, like all of these factors are kind of like forcing this perspective of like, hey, you actually have to like take care of things that you bring into
Yeah.
the world. And there's like overall you end up having a lot more respect for nature and
Yeah.
and for children at the end of this, because I mean it's a hard job to rear a child. Not that I have any of my own, but
No.
it's a lot of work.
It
So
is. And I do think that Dr. Grant had kind of the cleanest character arc
Yes.
that was like set up very clear, like from the beginning
Mhm.
to the very end. We could talk about the end scene later, perfect end scene of that evolution of his relationship to children.
Yes.
I think that was like the most clear character development we saw in anyone. And I'm looking back there quickly. You were talking with the flea.
Yeah.
And I forgot I had written down a line I loved, and it was Laura Dern telling Dr. Hammond, like, look around this building. You picked these plants because they look good, but they're poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was so just like poignant as to like what dinosaurs why would you bring velociraptors to this park?
And we're back to the velociraptors.
Like even a T-Rex, I get. You can everyone stand still. It's behind there. It's fine. But like, why would you these animals are beautiful, but they're so dangerous.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so why, he's not thinking about it in that sense.
Yeah.
It's just an aesthetic. It's not a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which sadly, a lot of things nowadays are kind of that. It's just the
Mhm.
looks. It's the looks. How does it make me look?
Well, and how many people bring kids into this world not
To
thinking
put them
long
on
term?
social media.
Yeah.
I'm a good mother.
I
I'm
know.
going
Look
to
at me.
exploit you for views. Ready, go.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But it's a very similar thing of like, you have to, what is it? The fucking Spider-Man quote, like, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, part of that power is, when you bring life into
Mhm.
existence, you have to take accountability for that.
You do.
And it's a very slippery slope that you can fall down.
And you got to take accountability for what they could do.
Correct.
Because if you bring a velociraptor into the world, well, if you give a velociraptor
A cookie?
a cookie, he's going to rip,
Rip your arm off.
That's
Yeah.
it. And guess what? We'll talk more about that because just like Liz's life, you're going to have to wait another episode here.
No.
Because the
No.
Velociraptors appear in the last 20 minutes of
Mhm.
this movie, and you're going to have to wait until part 2 for us to talk about all the dinosaurs here. So I hope you come back. Hope you can handle it. Lucky for us, though, there's no way that you can get spoiled of this, so you're kind of forced to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to come back for Jurassic Park Part 2. We've seen the horrors of capitalism, the horrors of man, but, and I know this could be a little contentious for some, but Jurassic Park is a horror film. So
Mhm.
we've got
It
to see
is.
the horrors
Or-
of dinosaur attacks.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But we'll come back for that in Jurassic Park Part 2.
In 1 year, right?
That's
One
right.
year.
In 1 year, to the day in 2027. Get ready.
Better not make me wait
Oh
that
man,
long.
it's gonna be there. But before we go, and of course the DTR
Yeah.
will be in the next episode as well. Before we go, thank you to Liz for
Thank
joining
you.
us in
Thank you.
episode 1. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Do you have any last words? Okay.
Did that translate?
I don't know if it did. It
Okay.
maybe got picked up.
There we go.
All right.
Dr. Grant?